What's up, guys? Okay, hear me out. I have a theory here of where we might be seeing a bottom on specifically Bitcoin, but we can look into the rest of the crypto market in a later video. But let's just focus on Bitcoin for now. I just want to try and add a sobering perspective, and I want to try and put people at ease, given it's been a shit show for the past few months. And obviously, with stocks going to all-time highs and kind of crypto just dumping slash sitting pretty, it's not been very great for overall morale. But of course, we've entered a bear market, and it's to be expected. But also quite strange, given that, wow, in my opinion, the stock market is completely propped up and manipulated at the moment, and it's a kind of flee to safety given the geopolitical situation that's going on at the moment in the world. But I don't really want to focus too much on that. I just want to focus on some basic technicals with Bitcoin, and try and offer a fresh perspective to help guide you. Of course, no financial advice, but this is kind of what I'm looking out for. So hopefully you find it illuminating. So this is the pair that I like to chart on, but it's not necessarily relevant. We're just looking at data dating back from November 2018. Obviously, June has started off as a complete shit show. We have dumped quite hard, quite aggressively, especially after this really nice leg up that we had starting from the end of March, beginning of April, where I was under the impression, not going to lie, that we were going to see a kind of multi-wave move up into this vicinity, which obviously has not played out. So I want to offer some alternative perspectives and hopefully find this useful. So it's very clear that we're in an aggressive, what looks to be like a 5-wave down structure, but it's with a few caveats. And I'd just like to start off explaining each scenario to you now. Now, what I'd like to start by doing is just pulling a fixed volume range over the course of all of this data. And we can see that the value area high is sitting at 54k. That's pretty cool. Now, if we pull this from the coronavirus low, we can see that we have another value area high, which was what we did previously find support on, and what we might potentially find support on again. And I'm going to go ahead and mark out the point of control for this one, and the value area low for this one as well. So that's since the corona low, which was the bottom of 2020, and then this one here was of the entire range since 2018. I'll just go ahead and kind of call this one the Giga value area high. So it's very clear to me that we have two immediate levels of support to look into, and one is quite local. The other is sufficiently further away, but by around 16 to 18%. Now, I would say to everyone expecting to see a relief rally up into the highs here, this level here is super important. I really do think if we want to see a relief into the highs here, or perhaps even further, we've really got to hold here. Now, personally, what I think is going to happen, or what I currently think is most likely, is that we're going to slice through this. We might get a small relief, but we're going to slice through and find support down here at between 54 to 57k. Now, the problem with this is that we're generating a lot of resistance above. We have this local range. I suppose the most obvious level to mark out here would be this point of control. And of course we have the downtrend anchored VWAP from here. Well, that's currently coming in quite locally. Okay, we're coming into, yeah. Let's pull it from the all-time high. Okay. So we have the lower bound of the anchored VWAP coming in around here, which of course over time could line up with this zone. So there's a few options here. If you want to see above here, I really do believe that we need to hold this area here. If we cannot hold, I think we're coming down to this zone. Now the problem with this zone is that, as mentioned, we have stacked support to the upside. Of course, if we can reclaim, that's going to look very nice indeed. But my personal belief is that we're going to slice through, find resistance here, and go again. And I think this is where the grand finale is. I think we all want to have eyes on this low. I don't know if you guys remember or how long you've been involved in this space, but this range here, I mean, this was going on for about 32 weeks, and that was strenuous. And it caught a lot of people out, chopped a lot of people up. And I think there's a lot of resting liquidity beneath it. So my theory is that we find a low somewhere just below here, and we can go ahead and pull something like a pitchfork, just to give you a rough estimate of that. Perhaps from the Corona low to the prior bull run high to the prior bear market low. And this puts us within the vicinity of around 38 to, let's call it 42k. this is where I believe we find our base, and this is where I think we begin shooting off into a very aggressive bull run up out and towards mid-late 2027, perhaps even 2028 if it, based on the geopolitical situation and based on if stocks need to have a flush out of their own, which I do see coming at some point, and I can share that in another video. So I hope this has made everyone feel a little bit better and offered some guidance given all of the chaos that's been going on. And yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll keep you posted in a future video. Thanks for watching.